a different version of this, as we played for you when they present this to the county commissioners. They're not breaking down for them really what unconventional warfare is. They're not really showing them what that is. Let's go to Michael in Wyoming. Michael. Go ahead, Michael. You're on.
Glad to be on the show. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I am a 21-year veteran in the Navy, and I retired in 2013. And lately, I've just been listening to the show and gathering it all in and trying to figure out what I can do, to kick it into action, because I feel like I need to do something. I heard Sheriff Mack on the radio the other day with the CSPOA, and I realized that it is pretty much my duty, since I'm not on the wrong side of the law, and I live in a rural area, and I happen to know that my sheriff is a conservative, that I needed to approach him and make sure that he was aware of what was going on with Jade Helm and all this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I wanted to reach out to other veterans and let them know that they're important and they have a duty still, even though they're retired or they've returned and they're inactive. They need to get with their local peace officers, especially in the rural areas where it is more conservative, and make sure that they can give whatever support that they can give their sheriff's department and their peace officers.
Absolutely. I think it's very much an educational issue. As I was just saying, in many cases, they're being given disinformation. They need the other side. They need the facts so that they can make a decision. They're going to get a very skewed presentation from the military, as we were just playing for you. They're not going to get all the facts. They certainly aren't going to have the background to see where this has all been coming from. So many of these guys, they look at the military equipment that's coming to them from the Pentagon that's surplus, and they go, hey, this is great. They're just going to give this to us for free. They don't see, many of them, what's going on. And so if we educate them and they know what's going on and they still agree with it, then that's a different scenario. But in many cases, they don't even know what's behind this. Paul?
Yeah, I think that's the point. And also, some of the people involved in this drill, in 10, 15 years' time, they're going to be the ones who are demonized as disgruntled, violent veterans by the Department of Homeland Security. This kind of came to fruition in 2009 when the DHS came out and said that returning veterans were disgruntled about the takeover of the United States. That was in their own document. They didn't put the word takeover in quotation. So it wasn't as if this was a claim that the veterans were making. It was as if that, yes, it was the DHS saying this is a takeover. The veterans are concerned about it. This is why we need to combat them. And repeatedly we've seen demonizations, DHS intelligence assessments, the Boy Scout explorers being trained to kill, quote, disgruntled Iraq war veterans, according to the New York Times. So that first kind of emerged back in 2009. It's intensified since, with police being, quote, armed for war to take on returning veterans. So some of the people involved in this exercise are inevitably going to be demonized later on when they return to the civilian population. So absolutely, we need to reach out to them and take hope in the fact that a lot of these surveys they do about, will you disarm the American people? The majority of U.S. Army individuals say no, they won't. So that's a positive thing to hold on to. They do seem to be more educated than the general population.
Yes, it's an information war. It's an information war for the veterans. It's an information war for your local politicians who are buying into this, and especially for local law enforcement. They need to understand how important it is that they maintain local control of law enforcement, that they don't get everything in a hierarchical structure under Homeland Security, that they don't militarize local law enforcement. That's very, very important. Let's go to Landshark in Nevada. Landshark.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, go ahead.
My name is, Landshark. I'm a former Navy SEAL of 10 years. Got out back in 1997. Back in 1996, myself and the dozen or so guys that I worked with immediately were handed a stack of papers to sign, and basically said if you didn't sign them, then you would not be doing the job that you were doing anymore. And it, in essence, said that if asked by the president to disarm the American population, you would do so, and you had to sign it and you had to turn it in. Well, half the guys threw them away, and the other half...
Hang on, Landshark. As a former Navy SEAL, I want to get your reaction. I want to know what's happened in the past. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Attention Alex Jones listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to Alex Jones unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-562-5136. Try it now to listen to Alex Jones 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-562-5136. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear Alex Jones untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-562-5136.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Why use dial-up when you can use broadband? Why travel with this when you can use this? And why would anyone use colloidal or ionic silver when you can use supernatural silver? Supernatural silver is state-of-the-art, and it's been clinically proven to be several hundred times more effective than those other silvers. It's powerful enough to protect you and your family from the threat of deadly viruses, bacteria, and fungus. But it's so safe that it can be used internally or topically. And you'll never again deal with the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics. Hundreds of scientific studies by independent universities, hospitals, and research institutions have all shown supernatural silver is a powerful weapon in the fight against invading pathogens. Supernatural silver is a must-have for your arsenal. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Cady Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to CadyArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight in Austin. We have Paul Joseph Watson with us from the UK. And just before we went to the break, we had someone calling us from Nevada Landshark, saying that he was a former Navy SEAL. Landshark, can you go back and break that down from the point you were talking about your experience as a Navy SEAL, especially the documents that you said that they gave you to sign? We didn't have time to go through that before we had to take a commercial break, and a lot of people are joining us now. So could you begin that from the beginning?
Yeah, we were handed a stack of papers to sign, and this was about the dozen or so guys that I was working with directly. And we were told we had to sign them. If we didn't sign them, then we would no longer have the positions that we had, meaning the tactical positions that we had. So a lot of people signed them, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and put them back, and everybody went to lunch, came back, and the stack of papers was gone. I managed to throw mine away, but I became incredibly disillusioned with my job. A year later, I wound up getting out. You know, I discovered that I was no longer supporting and defending the Constitution. I was suddenly going to be a pawn for the politicians.
And what were these papers that you had to sign? What were they saying that you would do or would not do?
Stating that if we were asked to, we would go door to door and disarm the American population.
Yeah, that's what we've been seeing. A lot of people have reported that. How do you feel about this Jade Helm exercise? Because this is all special forces. This is a couple of months. This is in America. Do you find it credible that they are working to practice covert operations, their ability to basically blend in the local community, that's going to be helpful for them abroad?
I think it's a test run. It's a test run for future events. We want to see how this goes, just like when they handed us the pieces of paper and asking us to sign that we would disarm the population. I'm sure they just wanted to see what kind of reaction they would get. And they got the reaction and realized that they couldn't do it back in 1995, 96, back when I was in.
That's right. This is a test for the military as well as for the local areas where they're going to be having these exercises. It's a PSYOP that has many different objectives, doesn't it?
Yes, they're just, they want to see how this one goes, and Texas is probably going to be one of the more difficult states because you have a lot of people that believe in the Constitution there.
Yes, yes. Paul, did you want to ask Landshark anything?
Yeah, just to touch on that, again, this whole idea of military officers being asked if they will fire upon and disarm American citizens has repeatedly cropped up. Of course, Ben Smith, the former Navy SEAL, came on the Alex Jones Show and affirmed that that was indeed the case, that they were being asked that. We also had Nobel Peace Prize nominee Jim Garrow, who said that the new litmus test for military leaders would be whether or not they will obey this order to fire on U.S. citizens. Then the 29 Palms survey in California, May 1994, asked the same question. Would they fire upon U.S. citizens who refuse or resist confiscation of firearms? So the fact that that was leaked by members of the military who were incensed that they would even be asked that question is a very positive thing because it shows us where their loyalties lie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Landshark. Thank you for your loyalty to the Constitution, and thank you for adding your voice to yet another saying that this is what they are asking of officers in the military. Thank you so much. Let's go to MD in Istanbul. MD.
Yes, hello. Good morning for you guys. For me, it's already evening.
What are you doing in Istanbul? Are you do you live there? Are you in the military?
No, I'm not in the military. I live there. I work there. And I'm, as a matter of fact, not an American, nor am I related to America.
Okay.
But I do know certain stuff, and I would like to share that with you guys.
Sure, go ahead.
And all those purges, Operation Jade Helmet, and all these other stuff, like when you guys talk about globalists and stuff like that, it's all related to one global system. And I'm calling you guys because I believe that our state is interconnected. The people in the United States are the only people who are armed to the teeth. The government has no control over them. And you have served your useful time, lifetime, and this is why at the end of the resistance of the free people, American people have to get rid of the American people. And yes, the system is being controlled in UK, United Kingdom, by the British Queen through the good cop, bad cop. Good cop now being Putin.
Hang on, MD. We got to go to a commercial break. If you want to hold through the commercial, if you can, we'll be right back. This is MD from Istanbul, and he's absolutely right. We are the resistance. In America, we have the money, we have the power, we have the armed citizenry. That's why they have to take it down. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're on the